September 16, 1994. At a small primary school in Ruwa, Zimbabwe, over 60 children ran to their teachers, terrified. They claimed they had seen something unusual land near the playground. Not only did they describe a craft, but also strange figures who seemed to step out of it. This event became one of the most extraordinary cases of mass UFO sightings in modern history, and it has never been explained. The Ariel School was a quiet, rural institution, about 20 kilometers from the capital city, Harare. On that Friday morning, the teachers were inside for a staff meeting. The children, aged between 6 and 12, were left outside during break. That's when they noticed strange flashing objects moving across the sky. A moment later, one of those objects appeared to land in the brush just beyond the schoolyard. Curious, the children ran toward the edge of the playground. What they described next would remain consistent across dozens of interviews. They claimed to see a round craft, metallic in appearance, resting just beyond the trees. Beside it stood one, possibly two small beings. They were described as thin, with large heads and dark eyes. The entities seemed to move silently. Some children said one figure looked directly at them, as though trying to communicate, but not with words. Instead, they reported feelings, impressions, almost like thoughts placed directly into their minds. After the incident, investigators arrived to interview the children separately. The results were remarkable. Despite being isolated from one another, their drawings and descriptions were nearly identical. They consistently portrayed a round craft and beings with large black eyes. Some children described feeling a message, a warning about the future of the Earth, urging humanity to care for the environment before it was too late. Local journalists covered the story, and soon researchers from around the world traveled to Zimbabwe. Among them was Harvard psychiatrist Dr. John Mack, a Pulitzer Prize winner. Mack interviewed dozens of the children, many of whom became emotional while recalling the event. He concluded that they were not fabricating. Their sincerity, their consistency, and their emotional responses convinced him something extraordinary had happened at Ariel School that day. Skeptics suggest the sighting could have been a case of mass hysteria or imagination spreading among children. Some propose the bright objects seen in the sky that morning were nothing more than satellites or aircraft. But those explanations do not account for the precise, consistent testimonies of more than 60 students. Testimonies that remain the same decades later. To this day, many of the Ariel witnesses, now adults, continue to stand by their story. The Ariel School Encounter remains one of the most powerful collective sightings ever recorded. No conventional explanation has ever been confirmed. And the witnesses' children at the time still speak with conviction about what they saw. Was it a shared vision? A lesson meant for humanity? Or proof that we are not alone? This file remains open. You've been watching Close Encounters Files. Until next time, keep watching the skies. And if you found this case as mysterious as we did, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon so you never miss our next story. Which encounter should we open next? Share your suggestions in the comments below.